Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms and welcome to a new Let's Play series. So we're going to be playing Haut-Beyleron in hard mode, start from scratch. So this is a series I've been thinking about doing for a little while. I've not done a Let's Play in start from scratch mode, and I haven't got a Let's Play underway currently for Haut-Beyleron, one of the base game maps from vanilla FS22. So this will be a new experience for me. I don't normally play on this setting. So I've got a few things I want to try out strategy-wise and yeah, to see how we go. So let's get straight in. So start from scratch. Haut-Beyleron. Continue. Alright, so I'm going to play with mods, but we'll just see what happens. And we are loading in. So I may cut this loading screen out. We'll see how long it takes. Alright, we're in. So character creation, just go for my standard dude. I don't usually spend too much time on this. That looks like a pretty cool haircut. Hang on, what are we gonna do? Let's select a haircut first. Okay, should we go a beard? Yeah, it looks fine. Seeing as we're in France, we'll go for a European brand. So let's go class. And let's go. Alright, so here we are. So I did do a test run a little bit earlier, just to sort of figure out what I might do. So I'll run you through my plan this episode. So the first episode is just going to be laying the foundations for our strategy, what we're going to do. And then it'll just evolve over time. So it's going to involve purchasing field 38. So basically our original new farmer mode field. So in new farmer we start with plot 38, which encompasses the farmhouse. There's a few buildings here. We own, I think, that field, this field, and this field. However, in start from scratch, we've got a $500,000 budget with a $200,000 loan. So I did look at some other areas around the place. However, what I want to do is I want to put some income generators down on some land. So I'm going to have to buy a piece of land and retain it. So if we look at field 16, it's 148,000. One of the added benefits of this field is it comes with the farmhouse straight away, so we don't have to invest in another farmhouse, which gives us the ability to sleep straight away and also place buildings because we own the land. Okay. Now, if we we're going to field flip or do something like that, we'd obviously have to be able to have enough capital to turn the land over, harvest and repeat. But I think what I'm going to do as well is that we're going to utilize contracts. So we've got... So contracts is another thing I don't do very often. You can tell because I can't find the menu. There we go. So we've got one contract so far. We've got all base game settings as they would be for hard mode. So I may change some of those as we go through, particularly the economy setting, because look, I don't want to struggle through on hard settings if I don't have to. I mean, it's just my personal preference. This starts from scratch mode. We've already got limited funds. We've got no land. So I'm going to tailor it to how I like to play, but I am going to retain the essence of the mode, if you will, and work around what we can change. So just a heads up on that. May even throw precision farming in at some stage, but we'll see. Fieldstone I'll probably turn off because I find that annoying. But we might play with weeds. We might play with plowing and all that sort of stuff turned on. Like I said, things I don't normally play with, so I'm just going to try and tailor it to my playstyle a little bit, but still keeping in the essence of the game mode. So enough jabbering on. Let's do some stuff. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to purchase field 38. So for reasons I've already described, so let's buy that. Cool, so like I said, the added benefit of this field is we've already got the farmhouse, we've got a field to work with, and we've got some buildable land. So obviously I tried to delete these concrete borders so they can't be removed, which is a tad annoying, but I'll just work that into the farm design. And I may even try and replicate what was here. We'll see how we go. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sell this farmhouse because we can get quite a bit of money for it. So if we go to demolish, we can get 175,000 for that straight away. So we don't need a fancy farmhouse. We can get by with a more modest, let's say. So our little trailer park home situation. I think this is on wheels. No offense to anyone who lives in a home like this. I mean, it's just, it is what it is, and it suits our objective here. So I'm just going to plonk that down there. So now we've got the ability to sleep, so we can cycle through days much quicker and easier. So we're not having to go through full game day cycles. And the other thing I'm going to do straight away is put down some solar panels. So if I can remember where they are, productions, generators. So large solar collector. So this is my go-to income generator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jam these in fairly compact in this little area here. So let's go another one just there. I'm going to start with 4. Yeah, let's go there. And let's go there. So now what we've got is we've got an income generator. So a passive income generator. Even though it is small, getting them in early and getting them in straight away. So basically every time I sleep, I'm going to reap the benefit of that passive income. And it's going to take about 2 years in game for these to pay off. So after 2 full 12-month cycles, everything these generate will be pure profit. Now the plan to have those in there is to offset any leasing costs that I might have, and also the ability to cover the costs of the loan. Even though it's small, if we don't manage our funds correctly initially, we're going to be in a world of hurt. So $200,000 loan, and what I'll do is incrementally I'll start chipping down at that loan. So I'm going to leave it as is for the moment. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump in and check out our used vehicle sales. So if we've got anything potentially that we may be able to use, field creator mod, probably not interested in that at the moment, but we're going to jump straight into some contracts. So let's go to our contract menu. So we can have 3 contracts at any one time. Obviously we've only got 1 at the moment. So let's go and borrow the items and get stuck in. So, alright, one thing I'm going to change, because I have had this happen to me before, is the stop-go braking. So you can see I've got everything set to standard here. Fieldstone's currently on, but I'm not harvesting any of my own crop yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. Automatic engine start, I'll leave that off. Stop-go braking is on, so that basically just means anytime you come to a stop, you automatically go into reverse pressing L2 on the PS5. So it just doesn't, it means you don't have to press it again in order for you to get into reverse. So just personal preference there. Everything else is the same. So what we're here, we'll just quickly save it. And we'll go and get stuck into this plowing. So the thing I don't normally play with contracts, but the thing I do like about contracts is it is a good way to get a, it helps if we get lined up correctly. It's a good way to sample and experience a lot of different machinery before you may pull the trigger on purchasing something brand new. Right, which field have we got to go to? 27. So that is up this way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it gives you an opportunity to get into different types of farming that you might not normally. I'm going to hit this car, aren't I? Oh, that was close. Experience different. It helps if I fold the plough. That might help. Less of a death trap on the road. And it's a different pace. It's a different play style, a different pace of game as well. So it's not something I normally gravitate towards, but I think for purposes of this playthrough, it'll make perfectly good sense. So I'm going to drive over there, so I'm going to cut the video and then we'll come back in and we'll get stuck into this ploughing. So see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, so here we are up at field 27. So it looks like we've got a withered crop of wheat. That's unfortunate. Unlucky Gene Cuvier. Alright, unfold plough. So what I might do is I'll start by... This tool is reserved for contract work. No kidding. So I might there we go. I'll zoom out, give myself a bit of a better angle here. Alright. So what I might do is I'll plough a portion of this field, and then I'll cut the video and come back, just so we're not having to watch this for a whole episode. But one thing I was just gonna mention is the visual fidelity and just attractiveness of this map in general. Like, look at that water, the treescape, the bushes. Like, I really feel like this is selling that French countryside vibe, like, very nicely. And I'm going to be taking a few notes of the landscaping, because obviously in my No Man's Land playthrough that you may or may not have seen, I've really been focused on, you know, landscaping and building up a bit of a my own sort of town. So while I'm playing this map, okay, are we underway here? Looks like we're all good. Yeah, I just want to take note of what I'm seeing and see if I can apply it to my own playthroughs. Like, just the way the trees are used in conjunction with the bushes, different grass types. Well, we're going to have a hard time with this plough, I think. Maybe I'm going to go the other way, so I'm going to have to go across the field, so I'm not going uphill. So I might adjust that on the next pass. So yeah, in other news, FS22 just announced the premium expansion and the premium edition. So I've done a video on that sort of roundup. By the time this goes live and public, FarmCon 23, it's probably most likely wrapped up. So we've probably got some more information out of that that meeting. Okay. So this is the problem with contracts that I don't quite like. So one of the downsides is when you do borrow equipment, you're generally at the mercy of the quality of that equipment. So like if I was going to plough this field, so let's hire a worker here. If I was going to plough this field myself, I'd be getting the most powerful tractor I could afford, which there's nothing stopping me from doing that. I've got the money there. So if we keep an eye on used vehicle sales, I think what I'll do is slowly build out the fleet of vehicles so we can not have to borrow the items. But obviously, first day on the job here, this is all we've got, so this is what we've got to work with. So what have we got currently? We've got a wood crane, the Roper Panther 2 John Deere modified header, so it's for sunflower and corn. We've got an Amazon Field Creator cultivator. Looks like oh yeah, it is a cultivator, but it's got the Field Creator mod, so it'll be able to create fields. 160 horsepower. Look, I could probably buy that, but I think I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna bide my time, particularly because this is very handy that this worker has missed half of that segment of field. I can see how this is potentially going to go. I'm going to end up leasing my own tractor and plough. let's give him the benefit of the doubt, see if he does a better job this time. I'm watching you, buddy. Do a good job for me. So yeah, I think what I'm going to try and be on the lookout for is either a Fendt. So we're going to go the medium-sized tractors up to about 280, 250 horsepower. If I can get a JCB fast track, so this one here, that'll give me 240, 235. And then I've got a seeder, a directional seeder in mind that I like to use. Plus that'll tow most implements of a reasonable size for what we need to do. And I guess the plan is, so if we head back over to our, so I've got a feeling that line of withered crop is my own mess up in the setup of the first pass. So yeah, if we talk about this little area, so little solar farm. So we're going to have a little solar farm in this area, I think. We probably, so what I'm going to try and do is utilize as much of the land that I own, so jam in as much as possible. So obviously we got up to the road here, this little verge here, so this could be a shed, a couple of buildings perhaps. Or what I could do, and what I probably might do now that I think about it, is extend this field into this area here, so I'll get more farmable land. Because realistically, I can take it pretty much all the way up to this concrete footpath almost. Oh, look at that! Those things have gone. Ah, interesting. So remember before I had those little concrete bollard things or gutters that I couldn't get rid of. So since I've bought the land and built on it, they've disappeared. Which makes sense because now I'll be able to extend this field and not have an obstruction there. Excellent. I can't get rid of those unless I turn off that setting, but I'll just leave them for now. I'm not too worried about having a question mark floating around randomly on my field. It might drive some people mental, but I'm okay with it. Cool. Alright, so that's the plan. So let's check in on our ploughing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this guy run, and then we'll check back in once he is completed. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. However, this may take a little while for me, but we'll come back in once this guy's complete. So see you in a few minutes. So we are still hard at work ploughing this field. It has been about, I'd say easily 25 minutes since we last checked in, and we're about 50% the way through. So I'm feeling like this combination of plough and tractor is not going to be sustainable long term. So on the agenda is going to be getting an upgraded tractor and plough as soon as possible for ploughing contracts. So obviously I've borrowed these items, so I'm at the mercy of the quality of the implements and the tractor in question. But yeah, I don't want to be spending 40 minutes ploughing a field. Obviously I've got nothing else to do at the moment, so this is just what we've got to do. So I'm going to let this guy run a bit longer, and then we will come back in and hopefully the guy's done. Otherwise we'll wrap the video up on our next check-in. So sit tight, I'll see you again soon. So our worker is still underway on this contract. I mean, we've got, how much have we left have we got? So I'd say we're a bit over halfway. So let's have a look. Contract menu, 67%, so still a fair way to go. Alright, so a bit of a slow start for this episode, but that's basically how the cookie crumbles, as they say. But yeah, we've got a bit of a plan together. I'm just going to teleport back over to our farm to recap what we've done. So, plowing contract underway. We've got a couple of other contracts we can look to execute in the next episode. So we've got fertilising, which would be nice and easy. A couple more plowing contracts, so I think I'm going to look to lease some better gear for this. We'll see what happens there. We'll head over to the farm that this one here. So we put in some solar panels, so they're going to generate us a passive income, so we've already talked about that. We've got the mobile home farmhouse in place of the original farmhouse that was here. So this is obviously 20 grand. We made 175 from the sale of the house, and we own field 38 and this block of land. So what crop do we have there, actually? Because this is going to be a free crop that we'll be able to harvest and get up at some stage. Looks to be like soybeans. Yeah, so that'll be a nice little bonus when it comes time to harvest that. So looking forward to that. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. First episode of Start From Scratch on Haut-Beyleron with AF Farms. Hope you enjoy it. Look forward to doing the rest of the series and have you guys come along for the journey. So like the video, share it around, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave me a comment if you've got any questions, feedback, or suggestions. I'm always open to hearing different ways to do things and improve my own gameplay. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.